Good catch. Good catch. I promise I'm not ignoring you, Dark Lord. Nah, sometimes when OBS doesn't update, or what happened is Windows didn't update, and then it resets what the default microphone is, and then it mutes OBS, which is really, it's just super terrible. I wanted to say, welcome in, Dark Lord. Good Lord. Good catch. I can't even see that on my end, so I do appreciate that. Yippee! Right? Yeah, no, it's really dumb. It happens at least like once every 2 months. At least once every 2 months. No, I was saying, Dark Lord, as long as your partner turns in, as long as you turn in your homework, you're pretty much good. I tend to not be a jerk. I'm kind of a nice teacher, all things considered. Yeah, nah, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah, it's really weird. The last couple of semesters, yeah, that's what I was like literally just thinking about. Like the last couple semesters have been so bad with people just not turning stuff in. Because normally I'm really nice. Like typically the lowest grade I'll give is like a C, and that's just if people aren't like really doing their best for assignments or they're like kind of like half baked pieces of art or whatever. You know, like it's clear that somebody didn't put a lot of effort into it or maybe just missed the instructions. Sometimes that can happen. But for the most part, I tend to not be like the kind of person to be like, "Yep, no, here's enough because I don't like your art." Like that's just lame. That is not how art school should go. But yeah, lots of people just being like, and then they get like a D, and then they're like, "I don't understand what happened," and it's like, "Bro, you only turned in like 4 assignments." Like, oh, I don't know how to tell you this. But I will reiterate this because I was muted. That was so sad. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who subbed to me on YouTube. There was like a billion people that came over on YouTube. It was really like 20 people, but it was very weird. Sometimes that kind of happens, and I don't know why. But there was a bunch of YouTube subs, so I wanted to say thank you to everybody who subbed to me on YouTube. If that's something that you did, but particularly the most recent ones I can see are Wonderby, Chaos Fox, Archer, Emerald's Chaplain. Thank you. I appreciate you, and you are all awesome. Man, wow. Apparently I'm like not warmed up. There we go. Better. I'm gonna flip this so that I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Better. I don't like that at all. There we go. My hands are very cold. I'm also unnecessarily anxious about this stupid meeting that I have today. It's great. Anxiety is dumb. I wish my vagus nervous system just like functioned like a normal person's. That would be dope. But I do hope that your partner has fun in my class, though. I don't know which class they're in, but both of them are fun. I like both of the classes that I teach. Or I technically teach 3. Yeah, like legitimately, I can't imagine what it's like to be a normal person and just have your brain just function. I'm looking forward to it. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's what I like to hear. It's gonna be fun. The biggest thing that I don't like about the REMCAD classes is how fast they go. Like, I really do not like the 8-week format. I like went to a grad school that was like a 16-week format again after I had gone to REMCAD, and I was like, oh, is this what normal school feels like? What? It was crazy. So everything was like much slower. So that's like I would say the major thing that I dislike about REMCAD is how fast each of the semesters is. It's just rough. It feels like getting whiplash. I'm not a fan. This is such a tiny panel. I don't know why I'm stressing so much about the face. It's okay. People are gonna be looking at this for about 4 seconds. I'm chill. Actually, probably less. I need to calm down. Whoop. But I love that y'all popped into my stream. I hope you have a fun time here today. The curse of being an artist, hyperfixating on 1 inch of a whole piece for an hour, right? I typically am. I'm much better about that now. I think after going through so much of the like art production pipeline. Hey, Kira, thank you so much for the follow over on TikTok. Appreciate you. Or not TikTok, Twitch. I'm fine. My brain is potato. I don't know, but thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. But yeah, I think I got a lot better about that after going through several animation degrees at this point, because they teach you that like you have to just do what is called like a vomit pass 9 times out of 10. Like my style for this particular comic doesn't really require that, so I tend to not do that process. I go straight from posing for like these animated models that I have, the 3D models, directly into what's called cleanup typically. And so that's where you're doing like really nice line work and things like that. But at some point you definitely have to learn like, sorry bruh, you just gotta like scream and put down a gesture or put down the vomit pass and just do it. And don't worry about the results, because most art directors are not going to be looking for something in the beginning that's like super polished. They're going to be looking for it to be done. And so for it to be done is more important than like just stressing. They were being extra nice. Cool. It's cool. Hey, well, I hope you have fun in Intro to Animated Storytelling. It's really fun. It's like legit. That's what I do. I'm a viz dev artist. I actually have to apply to a bunch of game jobs today. That's going to be my... Or maybe I'll do that over the weekend. We'll see how it goes. I have a convention that I'm going to this weekend to table, so I'm kind of hoping that I'll have some time at the booth to just kind of sit down and apply to stuff. But viz dev is what I love on the art side. I can't wait to watch the movie. Yeah, no, it's seriously, it's so fun. I love the analytical part of it. It's a good time. And I would say, like, most of the movies are good. There's, like, 1 week where I'm like, why are we watching this? Like, what is happening right now? But for the most part, I would say they're all really good movies. I wish we watched more Japanese films. That's, like, my only qualm with this particular curriculum. But I recognize the curriculum was, like, set up by, like, probably like an older white person. Like, it's effectively been the same curriculum since I was at REMCAD, so I'm not surprised. Ah, Nocturna's fantastic. Yeah, it was actually the only one that I hadn't heard of before teaching this class as well. It's actually very, very good. Now, the one that I'm thinking of is War Games. It's alright. It's not a bad 80s film, but there are so many other films that they could have picked to, like, go over video games besides War Games. And, like, we low-key... Because being from Colorado, I don't know which state you're from, but I grew up in Colorado Springs, which is, like, next to NORAD. And I had an instructor for, like, one of my coding classes who worked at NORAD, and that's all we talked about was just War Games all the time. She was like, people ask me if it was real, and I was like, no... I'm sorry. Yeah. So it's okay. If you it is a very 80s movie. It feels weirdly out of pace. Like I wish we were watching like Tron or like the 82 Tron even would be better, or Wreck-It Ralph. You know, like that would be dope, but you know, here we are. So that's probably my least favorite movie this entire course is that. But we watched plenty of other really good ones. A surprising amount that a lot of students haven't seen. It always surprises me. So hopefully that'll be fun. But yeah, I have no idea who does the instructional, like the course writing. It's definitely not me. I just kind of sit here. Yeah, me too. No, like, I think, yeah, it's very clear whoever wrote the course, like, is really into stop-mo. That's totally chill. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. I don't mind. They really like Laika, clearly. There's, like, I don't think there are any Tim Burton films on there. I'm like, oh, it's just Laika. Or I wish we would have watched, like, oh, God, I just watched Memoir of a Snail recently, and that movie messed me up. It was so good. But it was, like, yeah, it was really intense. You can see how that might trigger some people. I was not prepared. It's really good. It was an Australian adult stop-mo film that was nominated for an Oscar, I think, last year? And I was like, oh, this movie's sad. It's supposed to be sad. I know it's supposed to be sad. And then I was like sobbing. I was like, no, I can't recover from this. This is messed up. Messed up. Oh my god, Grave of the Fireflies. No, no, we don't talk about it. No, it's true. Yeah. No, I'm stoked. I love this class. It's definitely my favorite one to teach at RimCAD. I really like this one a lot. I do appreciate the fact that you decided to come and hang out. Like, a lot of students are like, this is dumb. They never speak to me ever again. And I'm like, oh. I was like, yippee, a cute Studio Ghibli movie. And then it was sad. Yeah, right? It's like, oh, this is actually, like, ultra depressing. Never mind. Never mind. Do I like how this foot looks? You know, sometimes you're just like, I made a foot. That's a thing that again, people are going to be looking at this for 0.5 seconds. I don't need to think about, I don't need to worry about it. It's chill. It's chill. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Ah, thanks. I'm so glad that you like it. Yeah, it's based off of a novel that I wrote that was heavily inspired by Dungeons and Dragons. So it's also too, like, I was really in love with, like, Baldur's Gate when that came out. Baldur's Gate 3 especially. I hadn't played any of the previous Baldur's Gates until that point. But yeah, it was a great novel to write. It's like one of my favorite things I've ever written. It's really dorky. I need to actually finish Baldur's Gate 3. I'm, like, literally the worst, and, like... Oh, God, I'm gonna do this on a different layer. I, just don't... I don't know, I got overwhelmed, I think, and then I need to actually, like, go back and finish it. I'm also stuck in the middle of Date Everything right now, and I'm currently doing a Hate Everything run, and that's really difficult. I decided to start with that because I want to feel good about the other endings, and then... I'm, like, trapped in making everybody miserable, and it's so horrendous. Attention span. Yeah, there's just too much stuff to do in the game. There's, like, so much stuff. Like, you have just an overwhelming amount of, like, side quests and NPC stuff that you can do, and then, like, the romance options and, like, all of that stuff. But I'll get there eventually. Look at this monkey man. There he goes. Alright, let me... fix this. Boop. Okay, cool. Sure. Okay, so I do have to stop this stream, unfortunately, in like an hour, which is not typically what I do. I normally go for like 2.5 hours, but I have a lot of stuff going on today. Unfortunately, I have to go do a meeting. I don't wanna. Meetings are lame. It's fine. I'm okay. I'm a functioning human. Whoops. I'm sure it'll be okay. I don't know. I'm probably overreacting about it. Normally, I guess this is where I'm confused. Is like, I don't feel like I did anything weird, so now I'm like... I'm just confused. I'm just confused. Oh, Cal's here. Now we all gotta drink water. Everybody drink some water, tea, soda, coffee, literally anything. Oh, nice. I got D&D tonight. Yeah. Are you a DM or do you, what do you play? How you doing today, Cal? And low. Oh, actually, I'm gonna do this too. Sure. Well, since we got a couple of new people in here, I can talk a little bit about me. I'm sure Kira already is familiar with a little bit of my introduction, but I can run through it again. But my name is Tycho, and I am a viz dev artist and a novelist, as well as a publishing consultant. I run my own publishing company. And I tend to write a lot of fantasy. I really like fantasy a lot. And what we're working on today is a webcomic that I have going on called Heaven's Equal, and it's an adaptation of a 16th century Chinese mythology classic. And I've been working on this for since 2016, I think. It's been a really long time. I want to cry. It's over. I'm at page 239 on this thing. It's probably going to take me another 15 years to complete, and that's just something that I have to cope with. So it's a lot. I have to draw this bush. I have to draw a convincing bush. Oh, nice. I play a Vulpin rogue flavor texted to be more wolf-like. That is pretty sweet. I love it. I'm a perpetual DM. That's all I do. That's okay, though. I don't mind. Okay, I have to try and figure out how to make this bush explode. They are breaking into this girl's mom's house, and they jumped into a bush. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go ahead and turn this back panel off, though, so I can see, as well as this thing. I need to be able to see this bush. Bush. It's a bush. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, I really liked the continual color scheme for all three of the family members. It was just really nice. I like it when characters are cohesive like that, where you can see that they belong together in a way. But they all don't look too similar. I think that you did such a good job on that. It looked really nice. Wow, a bush. Okay, there's a bush. Okay, where did they... I have to, figure out where they entered the bush. Let's see. Okay, so we have our base bush. And then now I need... Hold on. I wonder if I can even Google reference for this. Man, I did not need to know that there was a 13-second video of a man jumping into a bush on YouTube, but thanks. I guess this is exactly what I need. Oh my god, it's a potato cam video from 2008. Go, 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 go. Oh, it looks exactly like I thought it would, though. Okay, well, there you go. Okay, well, that helped. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put, action lines... Hold on. Out of the bush. Imagine it, right? It's I love that man's quest was to jump into the bush. I want to know why. I'm sure his family was like, hey, you know what would be really funny? If you jumped into our bush, and he was like, okay, and then just went for it. It's oh. I may change the color of these action lines later to white, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm gonna make... Here's a twig. They're in the bush now. That's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, but I am actually going to keep that off because otherwise this is going to be awful. All right. Yesterday we got super distracted looking for quotes for book boxes, and I did not finish this page at all. Actually, I'm gonna go like that. She's like, bro, why'd you throw me into a bush? I actually don't use Pinterest that often. I tend to not be on like that or Instagram, really. I don't know. Oh, that's good. Well, see, now the question is now that you can turn it off, the question is what if the user doesn't label it as AI? Does that make sense? Because Google has that problem where it does catch like 99% of the stuff, which is good. But there is still stuff that it doesn't realize is AI. But, you know, it is what it is. I would rather, yeah, it fix most of the problem than us suffer. You know? Hi, Gamby, how you doing? Welcome onto the YouTubes. Yeah, isn't she cute? This is Sean. She's amazing. She's our main character. She was just trying to get a job at college, and then she unfortunately got a job at this place that was like a Chinese Mexican fusion restaurant, and then this guy, this monkey demon man, worked there, and then suddenly she was conscripted into like working for the Buddha to go solve a demon problem, and she's like, why is this happening to me? So that's unfortunately her entire thing. Yeah, just girl stuff. The pay was bad. The pay was like whatever Los Angeles's minimum wages. Like it's like $19 an hour. It was not good. She ain't getting paid to slay demons. She's right now they're trying to solve her dad's murder, and they got help from this cop, but this cop is also a demon, and so our monkey guy here, Wukong, he does not trust this cop at all, and so now they're gonna go spy on the cop, and unfortunately discover a bunch of unfortunate things about said cop. Ain't a great place to be. No, Wukong is not a demon. When he says he's not a demon, he really does mean it. Yeah, everybody accuses him of being a demon, but he is not. Sean also assumes that he's a demon, but no, he is technically his own thing. And he keeps trying to tell people this, and they don't listen to him. I don't know why this happened to me right there. I don't know. Also, too, what happened here? Hold on. This is why we flip our canvas, folks. There we go, better. I love these models, but sometimes they're funky looking. Oh, and there's like some weird stuff going on over here. This is what I don't like. There we go, better. What is worse? I think about that meme that's like, what's worse than a rapist? A child. That's the meme. This is such a strange position to be in here. She landed weird in this bush, but it also makes sense from like an anatomy standpoint, so I'm not mad about it. Actually, let me get the pocket first. Pocket. Oh my god. Why? Gotcha. Okay. Okay. This is a weirdly large panel, but that's okay. I don't like that. I don't like that either. My hand was so shaky through here. Okay, let's fix that. I was not very confident in this line. There we go. Much better. All right. Yeah, these brushes are amazing. I'm using the Kyle Webster brushes. These are just his default brushes. So if you're in Photoshop and you go over to your brush panel, and then you go to this hamburger menu here, and then you go down to get more brushes, that'll open up this page here. Whereas, this one. As long as you have an Adobe subscription, you're allowed to download these brushes, and honestly, once they get on your computer, they can't make you take them off. So they're 100% free. Kyle is an expert brush maker, and they have loads of different free brushes for you to try out. Specifically, I use this one. This is the Mega Pack. It includes most of his popular brushes, and his inkers in that Mega Pack are amazing, but he's got loads of brushes. They're just absolutely incredible. I might have to download the crosshatchers at some point, but yeah, brilliant. They're brilliant brushes, and the quality makes a huge difference. I used to I know Remket's really big about you should make your own brushes, and I'm like, no, I'm actually not gonna suffer. I'm actually just gonna get the professional that Adobe is paying to make these really high quality brushes do it, and I'm gonna use his. Actually. Yeah, the heck with that! Yeah, right? Yeah, Kyle's are definitely, they're in my, staples for my go-to. He's, the only painting brush that I use, and, the only, actual anchor brushes that I'll use, depending on the situation. Overdraft fees are dystopian, though. You're 1,000% right, because they're awful. They're literally awful. Let's see. That's the line of the seam of the pants. Oh, ow! Yeah, my bank is $30 too. It's okay. It's sorry, I'm poor. I think about that one quote from Emperor's New Groove where Izma's like, you should have thought about that before becoming peasants. I'm like, oh my god. Oops, I'm gonna actually change my... Better charge you more per day, right? It's oh. Thanks. Thank you for that. I like the brush I made for my last class, but it's so complicated. Yeah, it's really hard. It's a really difficult thing to do. Like, I remember it was a valid skill to have back in the day when we didn't have the option to really have a lot of brushes. Like, I'm talking like back in like 2008, you know, like there were not very many people making brushes, and so that was just, you had to figure it out. But nowadays that's not the case, so it's like it's a good skill to know how to do, but I don't really feel like it's like that make or break, to be honest. Okay, Sean. Sean in a bush. Yeah, I've slowly whittled down my collection over the years, but sometimes when you need a specific brush, you just gotta get it. It's very important. I think he's being kind of a jerk here. Hold on, let me go look at the script again. What is this? Let's see, 239. Oh yeah, he's being really smug about this. Do you ever use the House MD brush? I don't think I have. The ones that I typically use are the Kyle Webster. This one's called Too Smooth to Be Forgotten. That's literally the name of the brush. I also use Brush Beauty, and his Gouache Wet brush are my like go-to. Other artists that I really like their brushes of that I will constantly go for, and these are free if anybody is interested. The Taoshin brushes and the Michael. Oh god, I can't remember what his name is. I'll have to look up his brushes again. I took a lot of his texture brushes and Lowish brushes as well. But it definitely depends on like what kind of textures you're going for in your work. And like for me, I'm really inspired by like pen and ink illustrators and gouache. I love gouache as a medium in like real life, so I tend to translate that into my digital work. Yeah, what, are you afraid of a 20-foot fall? Right? She's like, I don't like any of this. He's like, come on, we just left a 15-foot security fence. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Totally fine. He's like, maybe stop being a baby. She's like, what? Oof. That pixel dither on once you free transformed the thing. That's okay. So I try to not move stuff around as much as humanly possible because it's so blurry. You can't see it until you zoom in, but it's fine. Everything's chill. Everything's okay. He's like, literally stop being a weenie about everything. What do you mean you've never committed crime? Crime is fun. He's like, I love crime. I love doing illegal things. He's like, don't think about it too hard. Just do the things. She's like, sir, I am a Buddhist. Yeah, right, says the guy who literally spent his entire formative years running demon armies. He's like, I don't know why everybody thinks that. He's like, people are dumb. They're like, um... He's great. Yeah, if you've never read or heard of Journey to the West, it's 16th century Chinese folk myth. So it's been around for a really long time. Like, I like to always explain it that, like, Sun Wukong, this character, is like China's Mickey Mouse. Like, he's so popular. Every Christmas, they play a Christmas special about him on national Chinese television because he's just like, everybody just loves him. He's in like a bunch of different movies. Lots of inside references to stuff, but because he's a historical character, you can literally just put him in everything, which is great. And I read, or I like watched a Wukong movie like one time. It was a really great animated film. And I was like, who is this goblin-y little man? And then it was game over for me. Ooh, oof. You ever just do something and you're like, I don't really, everything about this is awful. Hold on. Public domain, baby! Yeah, right? Him and Steamboat Willie can go hang out. This is a very specific angle on his face. There we go. Oh, wait. I don't know if I like that either. Well, I'll leave it alone for a second, and then if I don't like it, I can come back and fix it. All is well. I don't know why, but I always end up drawing his stupid goatee from the front. And it makes things more difficult than they need to be. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Wukong is great. He's effectively Chinese Loki. That's how I like to describe him. And actually, he's got a little bit more sense, I think, than Loki. Truly. He's a very compassionate dude. He just has a super weird way of showing it. Because once you're in his in crowd, he's like, I literally will murder every single person in this room for you. And it's like, that's nice. that's nice. Hey, well, it was good seeing you, Kira. I'm excited to see more of your work in class. Like, seriously, it was very cool. So, hopefully you have fun. And if you have any questions, like, actually, you can either message me on the LMS or email. You know, so going through the official Remcat stuff is a bit easier while we're in class. But seriously, just let me know. Reach out to me anytime if you have anything that you need to ask. I am chill. And always, hopefully, here to help. Try to make things less weird and less confusing, because sometimes the classes are weird and they're written like poopy. Cool, well, have a good rest of your day. Oh, and I have office hours today if you need them, just as a reminder. They're from 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard, so if you need them, I will be there. Bye-bye. Oh, why? Apparently I can't draw this bun today. I'm, like, super unnecessarily thinking about this dang meeting. I don't want to go. Can I forfeit being an adult? I want to just be able to, like, collect a paycheck and do a job where I don't have to be super monitored all the time. That would be great. That would be so dope. So I'm trying really hard to get my publishing company off the ground, because then if I can just manage myself, then that would be significantly better. Literally the only thing that's stopping me is reach. But I am very quickly approaching like 700 followers on YouTube, which is kind of cray-cray. So I don't know, maybe I'll break free from this prison, this hellscape. Would be pretty nice. Yeah, working like 4 jobs is not fun. Although I did just get done with 1 job, which was nice. And the lady was really, really nice. She was just super stressed out, and then that caused me to probably take a performance hit for this other job, which is partially why this guy is upset. But I have to, like, explain that this lady was literally on fire, and there was nothing that I could really do about it, and I just kind of got through it and effectively quit as soon as I was, like, physically able to do so. The problem is that he's like... Yeah, you know, it's like, and he's being super kind about it. He's like, if this doesn't work out, I have to switch to a different avenue that is more appropriate for what I'm looking for, and then I have to, you know, we can bring you back down to hourly. So he's not even thinking about letting me go. It's just like a shift in what I'm doing, which is fine, except for the fact that my rent is so fucking expensive that if I'm not doing this, then that means that I have to go look for a 3rd job again, which I really don't want to do. Also, everybody should hydrate. Don't forget to drink water. Hey, Mark, how's it going? How you doing? Why? I'm actually not a fan of that. I'm gonna do that. That's better. Sometimes you just gotta look at Daz directly in the eye and go, bro, you fucked up. You made a nasty. Oh, there's part of a finger down there that I forgot about. This is such a specific angle. I'm gonna go like this. Not like that, actually, just kidding. Like this. These models contort really bad when you put them into positions like this. If you have any kind of musculature or extra weight on the body, it completely loses its shit, and then it will distort the fuck out of the model, which is unfortunate. So you have to kind of go back and repair it. Oh, that's okay, Gamby. Oh, no, you're like, go away. No. Okay, well, hopefully the coworker calms down, because I hate it when people do that. It's like, please leave me out of this. I don't want to be anywhere near you. Like, I'm tired. I just... It is time to feed the Snorlax. If you haven't gotten a snack, please do. If you haven't eaten anything today, do that. I very likely will just grab some nuts before this meeting. And then I have office hours right after that, so... These Daku are hilarious. They're so big. They're like little parachute pants. Who needs a Nimbus cloud when you can, you know, wear parachute pants and do whatever this is? Just literally take off. Is that an ankle? What is going on back here? You know, I don't know. Nobody look at Wukong's cankles. I'm just gonna actually not even draw the other leg. I don't even care. I don't even have to. Nobody can make me. I'm my own person. You can't stop me. I have free will. Although I would really like to have this tail come up and over, because that's just fun. Yeah, nice. Okay, now I'm going to turn this off, make sure that everything is good here. Invert, paste, and then let's stroke it up. Hello? All right. Yeah, strokes are fun. Yeah, it makes it way faster. I was trying to figure out how to pull this off without being too bogged down by it, and the answer is definitely try to use Photoshop to speed certain things up as best as you can, especially if you're like a one-man wrecking crew for a comic like this. But I still, unfortunately, have to go in and, like, it's not intuitive enough to know, like, okay, well, where does it want to put line weight? And so, while I like the outlines, and it separates the figures from the background, it's still, like, I missed this. That was my bad. So I can go in and just, like, clean that up, but then going in and fixing the lines afterward is still something I have to do. Can kind of bring that down. Yeah, because I'd rather these lines look like integrated. Oh, and then I forgot all this in here too. I was so fast. Yeah. When you're working on a comic like this, it's like, if there's anything that you can do to make your process, like, work smarter, not harder, it's, you know, you can definitely feel free to use. I know, like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, aren't you worried that your life drawing isn't that good because, you know, you're relying on these models to get your work done? And it's like, well, I've taken life drawing classes. I know that my life drawing is good by itself. I know that I don't have bad skills. And if I need to in a pinch, I can just draw stuff myself. You know what I mean? I know I have those skills, so the question is how do I make my toolkit work for me in a way that makes it faster so that I'm able to crank out 2 pages of this a week by myself? And for me, stylistically, it's like, okay, if it's, you know, having these like photo backgrounds for outdoor scenes, so that way I don't have to suffer. That's really, you know, like my my preferred, you know, thought process there is it's like I'm gonna just I like first like obviously make sure that certain things, you know, like the images that I use are always royalty free images, things like that, so nobody's like getting their work stolen on accident, etc., etc., you know. So just being knowledgeable about what you're using and like how you're using it is always good. Well, and I find that like people who come at illustrators, this has been like a constant like thing I've noticed throughout all of my schooling that I've ever dealt with, is that it seems to be this struggle is like always a classic like fine artists versus illustrators issue, where people who are more familiar with fine art get very upset when they see illustrators work, because we don't really like, our goal is to present something that is representative of a specific object or something that's familiar, you know. It's like our goal is to recreate something that exists visually in real life typically. So the problem with that is when fine artists look at what we do, it's like, oh, well, you know, I spent years, for example, mastering the human form in sculpture because I want to capture maybe like, I don't know, we'll say the goddess Aphrodite in sculpture, right? We want to capture her. And so I spent my whole life learning how to do that, how to just capture the human form. It's like, right, and that's your art. The art is in being able to do that, but my art is in storytelling. And so it's two different goals out of art, effectively. And that's kind of difficult for people to grasp. I'm actually... Let me see here. Look at this bush. I'm actually not even going to mess around with the background here, believe it or not. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take the background from this. We're going to copy it over, paste it, and then I'm going to take this line and we're going to delete this. So it's going to have the same background, but when I put it into the mobile format, it'll look a little bit different. But yeah, fine artists can definitely be really intense about that stuff. It's like, or like, you know, even what I just did would have been considered like cheating. You know, it's like, okay. Sure, if you're going to be weird about it. This is a nice... Oh, that's not a nice bush. I was like, this is a nice bush. And then I clicked on it and it zoomed in and I was like, oh, this is not a nice bush. This is a bad bush. This is an awful bush. This is a circle bush. There's a bush here. It's like, I can't find the subject. I'm like, the subject is the bush. There you go. Let's see. Where is my rasterize image option? Why? Can I rasterize that? There we go. That was weird. All right. I had to do a weird workaround there. All right, Bush. Let's see. Hello? Can you... I gotta do this, and then I'm also going to, on this, I need to do not contiguous. I'm gonna just delete all of these little light colored bush pieces because they don't need to be here. Okay. Look at them hiding in a bush. And who knows, I might duplicate this bush and put it in here too. Because, like, why not? I'll worry about that in a second. Okay, I wish that I would have been able to get through this panel today, but it looks like, or this page today, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Which is kind of unfortunate. I got about 20 minutes left. And really, it's more like 10. C'est la vie. Oh, guess who forgot something on these? It was me. Gotta go fast. Because if I can get this done kind of quickly, I'm going to be very impressed. But I don't think that is going to happen. Surprised that I was able to get any of this work done with how, like, anxious I am, actually. So that gets, like, somehow a massive A+. Okay, get out of here. Photoshop's like, would you like my annoying ass bar directly in front of everything that you do? And I'm like, not really. Thanks, though. I'm pretty sure I have to go remember what color Tiger's sneakers were. This is why we make character sheets. I'm pretty sure that they were like light gray. Nap time. Well, enjoy your nap. I hope that you have a nice time. Oh, it was actually just that plot twist. That makes that so much easier for me. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Yeah, me neither. I wish I could nap. Oh my god, if I had the ability to do that, things would be different. Boop. Okay, well that's at least one panel. Okay, not bad. Truly, I get an award for, like, speed art. I don't know what just happened to me just now. I feel like I was possessed. Oh my god. Why would it do that to me? It's like, you want to rotate, but I'm also going to eject you across the canvas, too. That would be really funny. I'm like, that's a really interesting choice for you to make there, Photoshop. Okay, I might do something like this. Oh, this is our bush. We'll do this. Oops. You know, if I can at least get done with half the page before having to go, that's pretty impressive. Everybody drink Wawa. Oh, I think we got a self-care combo on the way. That we do. Don't be crusty. I will self-care combo in just a second here. I'm trying to scream and... get through this. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I'm gonna also add some, like, landlines here, too. In the front of the bush. So it's clear that they have landed inside the bush. Everybody stretch. Everybody sit up straight. Unfortunately, now I have to go because I need to go get some kind of snack before I subject myself to whatever hell this is going to be. And we did draw some pretty complicated posing and get through this particular page for the most part. So that's good. And, yeah, I appreciate everybody who hung out. I really, yeah, definitely appreciate the company when I'm feeling, like, particularly anxious. It's really helpful to distract my brain and be in good company and not have to deal with, you know, feeling like I'm gonna die. So I do appreciate that. Thank you to everybody who followed me on YouTube and to Kira for following me here on Twitch as well. I will be back on Monday for or not Monday, on Sunday, actually. Probably Sunday evening for our very first Draftvember sprints in the evening. So I will let everybody know what that updated schedule is in the Discord, because we are going to be streaming every single day for the month of November, sometimes 2 times a day. So I will see you all then. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.